Hello, hello. Welcome back to Major Minor. This is Cross, and I know that it's been a bit of a while. I don't have internet at my house right now, so I'm gonna try and do the best that I can with what I got. I'm probably gonna edit this episode I'm probably gonna upload the episode and then download it while I'm at a friend's house, and then edit it that way, and then upload it that way. So, we'll just continue on. Last time we were talking to that bitch Righty, and he's like, "Go into the basement." I'm like, okay. So let's continue on and go into the basement because God isn't real. The stairs creak heavily as I enter the cellar, in a way that would destroy that would destroy any attempt itself. There's no doubt about it. He knew I was here. But at least he'd be able to tell that I came alone. But then where was he? I finally reached the bottom. The cold floor sends shivers quickly up my spine. The only heat in this place is the flicker of candles. I take steps forward, looking at all the wine. There's so many bottles, so many varieties. Did PB and Fidget brew this all on their own? Probably not. Also, why are you, making the word count so bloated, Place? You didn't need to talk about the wine, did you? I scan this place to the best of my ability, but for the life of me, I can't find Righty. Hey. I jump through the air in fright. How in the world did he get behind me? Omae wa mou shinderu. Nani? Oh. Oh, did I frighten you? My apologies, Minato. Did you make sure to close the door? I nod. He seems pretty paranoid about all of this. Either that, or he's about to tell me something big. I'm actually not sure what would be worse right now, so instead I stare at him with an inquisitive silence. Listen, I'll make this quick. Wasting time isn't in my nature, he says, as he's, saying that. You're wasting time saying that, so whatever. I've been following you. He's been following me? That's really creepy. Ever since you arrived in Terra, I watched you drop into the forest. I watched you make your way to Riele. Riele? That must be the name of this town. I know who you are and your mission here, so you don't have to hide anything from me. Why would he be following me like that? And how did he know about the ritual? I can't help but shake this feeling. I feel like everyone's been lying to me. I don't think you fully understand things, but then again, neither do the assassins. They're all simply being used by the king. Huh? Give me a chance to explain myself first. I assure you that I'm not against you. I value your life and your safety. If I wanted to hurt you, I would have. After all, I'm blocking the only exit. That's a pretty terrifying way to reassure me, but he spoke the truth as harsh as it was. So please, hear me out, I beg you. You're about to make a terrible mistake. I shrug and decide to listen. I wasn't in a position to make an educated decision. I move to the wall and press my back against it. Better get comfortable for what I'm about to hear. Now, where should I begin? He takes a few moments before speaking, as if he's lost in thought. Let's start with the issue of Velasquez. I have some very condemning evidence. He's lying, playing at a sinister scheme. He's touted you as the savior to everyone. Thanks to your friends, this is spreading. But I know this was also part of his plan. The more people that talk about you, the easier it is to hide his true intent. He lets the citizens spread the rumors. I have to be wary of what he says. I was told he could retort to deceit. If he's against them, he's against the king as well. So it makes sense that he'd want me to change sides. You know, I might actually be willing to listen to him. Look at his character design. Outside of the stupid hair, it looks fine. He isn't a fucking Colgate-looking bitch, so maybe I'll, depending on what Righty does and says, maybe I'll go with him. I just might, so... Now I don't know where exactly he's hiding because he's extremely good at hiding it. Okay, but I just know that it's there. Emo and Colgate are too far gone to see. Now I'm glad I didn't become an assassin. I was close, but I backed out near the end. Velasquez has a very ruthless litmus test. In order to join, I had to do something unthinkable. I can't tell you what it is, though. I swore an oath of secrecy back then, and no matter what, I am still honorable. I had a man undercover in the castle. His job was to extract anything he could. I am led to believe he found something big. I know that you might not believe me, or at least not my word alone, so that is why I have evidence. Velasquez caught my undercover agent. He directed his efforts into capturing him. His name was Kalen, my top mercenary, the femboy with the giant ass, I guess, and the dog collar. Hey, I recognize that name. That's who Emo and Colgate are expecting mail from. Kalen was undercover as a royal servant. Velasquez needed him silenced immediately, so he gave Kalen a condemning order. He asked Kalen to help ruin Blair. They'd plant fake evidence in his estate. Together, they'd ruin his campaign. If he denied, his cover would be blown, and his reputation as a mercenary ruined. You're useless if you can't hold your cover. Velasquez had him in a checkmate. He had no choice but to accept the mission. So he went on to disrupt Blair's rally. Isn't it extremely convenient? Kalen now rests in a prison, silenced. The one man who could help expose Velasquez. It seems a little too precise to be coincidence. And Emo and Colgate helped the king. They think they're exposing Lord Blair, but this was a ploy to get Kalen in jail. Your friend will find his mailbox empty. Velasquez has already attained his goal. The empty mailbox will be proof enough. Blair has top-notch security in his estate. Kalen will not be able to follow through. He will simply starve and die in prison. I know that Velasquez hates Lord Blair, but this plan has nothing to do with that. If anything, he wants Blair to help out. Blair will keep Kalen under constant watch, and after a week he'll starve to death, taking all of the evidence with him. That makes sense. Things are starting to come together. Everyone in Terra seems to be connected somehow. This political puzzle is finally starting to take shape. I mean, I guess. Emo and Colgate are too far gone. They would never question their king, no matter how odd the order seems. Kalen was very skilled at stealth, with his fucking hot pink hair, I guess. I don't know how you'd be skilled at stealth with that, but okay. There was no reason to capture him. He could have planted evidence in the night. And why not ask Emo and Colgate? They have Blair's unconditional trust. They could have easily planted evidence. It makes absolutely no sense, but they serve with that question. I feared that they're leading you to their demise. And if you doubt what I'm saying, well, they did the same to Kalen. He will die unless he gets broken out. Even when they find their mailbox empty, I don't think that they're going to realize the truth. They'll still take you right to the king. Even if that means leaving Kalen to die. You see, they're blinded by money, something they often accuse me of. But me, I value your life. I want to keep you safe from the king, and safe from those two heartless killers. Please, help my cause instead. Together we can rescue Kalen, and in the process we can expose Velasquez. I'm sure that you hold common sense. We can't just let Kalen die in a cell, nor can we let Velasquez win like that. ... Upstairs, I was just putting on an act. I wanted it to seem like a sales pitch. Please maintain that facade for me, okay? If they ask you what happened, tell them you refused my offer to help. Do not reveal anything that I've said to you. Why? He lets out a sigh. I wish I could have gone to you first. It would have spared so much trouble. No doubt you're extremely confused. If I had found you first, you'd be fine. It makes more sense with a clear head. An open mind, like the other one had. Wait a minute. It's all very confusing. I'm not sure what to do. Lots of information's conflicting right now, but... excuse me. Righty hasn't hurt me yet, so there's that. Wait a minute. Did you say the other one? Okay, I'm gonna be really upset because I was going to go with the bear because he looks a lot better than the emo lion and fucking Colgate bitch, but if okay, please don't be. Because of Kalen, I knew about the rituals today. I was able to intercept it. I was hoping to grab you, but I couldn't. For some reason, the ritual brought two. So instead of you, I got someone else. Oh my god, please don't be Killa. Please don't be Killa. Please don't be Killa. Perhaps it can convince you as a friend. I'm gonna fucking kill myself if it's Killa. He turns his head into the darkness of the cellar. You can come out now. A shadow emerges from the darkness. And at that moment, I was utterly shocked. I saw the last person I expected to see on Terra. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. I'm going to fucking kill myself. No. No. Are you for fucking real? No. Meanwhile, back on Earth, a shady back alley late into the night. I'm gonna have an autistic meltdown. So, how are you holding up? What the fuck? Who are you? I'm tired. You shouldn't have woken me up. Shock, you need to know. Don't give me any of that nonsense. You and Clace went way back. Yeah, of course, I guess the one with the fucking lightning bolts on his ears is named Shock. Thanks. So? I just wanted to talk to you about this. I know it must be affecting you somehow. You were childhood friends, you know. You should go back to your contest winners. Seems like to me that they were more obsessed. Why don't you go interrupt their sleep? Don't be stupid. Listen, you know that I care about you. If I were in your shoes, I'd need a friend. I'm just doing what's appropriate, Shock. This affects you more than it does them. Why is Rook all of a sudden acting like caring and compassionate when he, like, in the first chapter, he's like, I don't know how to talk to people. Please feel sympathy for me. Who are you to say what affects me or not? Stuff your nose back in that tablet, Rook. It doesn't belong in my personal business. Damn. Is Shock the best character in this game so far? He just might be. ... Sorry for caring. I know why you really called this meeting. You don't care about how I feel at all. You care about whether or not I'm staying. Now, cut to the chase. None of this is about my friend. It's about how our careers will change. Shock, I really do care. I know what it's like to lose someone. I've been in this exact situation before. Is that so? Then that's not what I heard. I heard that you like to abandon others. It's the reverse, Rook. People lose you. Damn, Shock is like literally so far the best character in this game. He's not taking Rook's shit at all, and I like that. Now, I told you to cut to the chase. What's the real reason you called me here? Fine, I guess I'll pretend not to care. Well, there's something you're good at. God damn. Singe decided to restructure the tour. Opening night will be a memorial service. You know, like a vigil in Clace's honor. Really? Singe has sentiment? Well, I guess you could say that, but he did it to minimize funds. The fans will still want to attend. Well, if that makes more sense. Here, I thought he might have grown a heart. He wanted me to ask you something, if perhaps you make a little speech. You know, as a childhood friend of Clace. The fans might want to hear your voice. It could give the vigil more impact. I'll think about it. Really? He was one of your best friends. This is his memorial service, you know? You really have to think about it? Indeed I do. You got a problem with that? No. Also, there'll be a big announcement. Daz will take place as Clace in the tour. We'd appreciate it if you stayed. Rocker's going to stay. He's pledged his services to Daz. What do you think about that, Shock? I think I'll have to think about it. Damn, he's not taking Rook's shit at all. Shock, okay, he might have like a stupid name and a stupid blue design, but you know what? Shock is the best character in this game so far. Watch as he like degrades because of the fact that like everyone that I say is like the best character in this game so far just gets worse and worse. Can I go now? I suppose. But first, about the contest winners. They're not precious to me. The contest was Clace's idea, Shock. I did it for him and now he's gone. They'll wake up to some horrible news, assuming they haven't heard it already. In fact, we might even send them home. Dun dun dun. Singe needs to decide what we'll do. I'll have you know that they don't impact me, he says, as like Minato, aka us, we impacted him in such a serious way that he like vented out to us, but okay, fine. Got it? And about what you might be feeling, just please do me one favor, Shock. Don't make the same mistake I did. With all due respect, Rook, only you could screw up that bad. Oh, fuck. Damn. Storm is the best character in this game. I hope he stays that way. Oh my god. Shock storms off, pushing Rook out of his way. Wow. And people think I'm a jerk. No, you're an asshole. The other... Oh, look, it's Daz. Well then, what's gotten into him? Oh, there you are, Daz. I think he skipped a few steps. Went right into the anger stage of grief. That's a fact. I could see it on his face. I guess we all handle things differently. Yeah, some more harmful than others. Thanks for coming to see me, at least. No problem. Is there anything I can do? If I can help in any way, please tell me. Well, I know that you were with Singe. Perhaps you have some information for me? Aside from your promotion, I mean. Singe told me about that directly. but I don't know much else, other than the changes to opening night. Well, I talked with Rocker for a bit. He seemed more interested in mythology, so I tried to get out of there quickly. Sounds like him. It's admirable, though. He's still able to study while abroad, if only he didn't show it off all the time. Yeah, it can be a little troublesome. I could give you a big lecture, though, especially on the creation of Japan. You're implying I couldn't do the same. Remember, I work with him every day. Well, anyway, about the murders. I think there's been a breakthrough there. Really? You think I know about that? My mailbox is usually flooded all night. The police are even keeping it a secret, but they found a culprit, at least for half the cases. This person confessed to being a copycat. They were responsible for the... They were responsible for the gun murders? Interesting. They have a solid alibi for all the other cases, so now we're left with a bunch of suicides. Excuse me. So the real mystery still isn't solved. People are taking their own lives, even if they're completely healthy, and with no evidence left behind either. It seems as the bodies are moved. It's the only way that this makes sense. So there's another killer out there then. It seems to be that way, but the police don't care. They're closing their case in the morning. They'll just be labeled as suicides, even though that's physically impossible. Sure, I don't think it's physically impossible, but okay, you do you. Indeed. Anyone could realize that. The crime scenes don't match the crime. A bit premature to close the case like that. Of course, but there's nothing we can do. If it's closed, we'll never know the truth. This leaves it in the hands of others. So, you want to play detective now? I want to know who did this to us. Don't you? I want to know who killed him. I'd rather not know. Don't you, Reed? Finding the culprit makes you a target. Just someone else that they need to silence. I advise you to drop it, Daz. We don't need to lose another idol. We need to work on moving forward together. You have a point, but Singe didn't back down so easily. He never does. What did he do now? He already has a suspect in mind. Clace's bodyguard. Really? Yeah, and it kinda makes sense. The murder started when we arrived, and the scene seemed expertly tampered with. It makes sense given his background. He worked for the police before Singe. He'd be able to pull strings like that. Okay, like, quick little side note. They're talking about a character that after this chapter was actually deleted from the game and replaced with another character entirely. So this isn't going to go anywhere. By the way, the character was removed because the person that owned the character was like, Clace, you're an asshole. Take your character out of my fucking game. I don't want to be associated with it anymore. So this is going to go nowhere, just so you know. Seems too simple to me. I thought so at first, but Singe called him in for questioning, and that's where it gets more suspicious. It seems he fled to Tokyo. He's fled to Tokyo. Shit. How long have I been recording? Oh my god. I've been recording for about 18 minutes. Okay. It's Singe's office earlier that night. Oh my god. I have to do the Singe accent. I don't even know what accent that is. What do you mean he's gone?
It's just like it sounds. We can't find him anywhere. He might as well have vanished.
How convenient.
We found a letter in his room, though. It simply reads, "I'm sorry."
An admission of guilt, perhaps.
It doesn't seem that way. If he did this, he wouldn't be sorry. In fact, he wouldn't leave anything behind. It seems to be more of a genuine apology. Perhaps he's ashamed that he's failed us. It was his duty to protect Clace after all. I think the letter's of his resignation. He couldn't face us again after this.
Or maybe it was to throw us off the trail. Now he'll just go live in silence. We need to hunt for him immediately.
That's a pretty far-fetched theory. I don't mean any offense, Singe.
Far-fetched coming from you, this fucking skank. I thought you relished in far-fetched, Jade. Things being both alive and dead at once. You write about quantum physics all day, and you say my theory is far-fetched? At least I've based mine on reality. Damn, Jade is getting fucking destroyed. Get fucking cooked, bitch. I'm sorry, Jade. That was rude of me. It's just been a really long night, and I don't think it'll end anytime soon.
I accept your apology. You're under extreme duress after all.
Thank you. So what do we do now?
I think we just move on with our lives. There's not much else we can do. We'll just pay attention to media reports. We're not detectives, we're not police. We can't be expected to solve this, Singe. We have to drop it and leave it to them.
If only it were that simple.
I do agree, but we can't just sit around. The tour isn't going to run itself. We have lots to do and so little time. First and foremost, a new bodyguard. We'll need to hire some protection. Not just for Daz, but for everyone. I have a few candidates gathered here. I went on a little hunt for CVs, and I've already run the background checks.
Thank you, Jade. You're helping me stay sane. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Don't mention it. I'm just doing what you pay me for. I recommend the candidate named Archeron. His past experience is very impressive.
This is the character that replaced the other one, by the way. I'll have to, look up the name of the old one later so all of you can have a little history lesson. So yeah, that'll happen sooner or later.
That, and he has a perfect track record.
Very well. I'd like to see him. Can you call him here immediately? I'm sure he'll understand our predicament.
Of course, Singe, but one more thing. What should we do with the contest winners? The sun will...
You mean, why not just say it's almost tomorrow, or rather, it's already past morning, instead of, because that's the most unnatural sentence I've seen in this game so far. Just,
the sun will rise soon, and I have no idea.
I had completely forgotten. It's always something, isn't it? Bring them to me when they wake up, okay? I'll decide what to do when I meet them. This has turned into one huge headache. He takes a deep breath and places his face in his hands. It might be better to just send them home. Uh-oh. No, no, no. No, no, no. I can't believe this. Oh god, oh fuck. Also, how long is this going to continue? Holy shit. I stare in shock for what seems like an eternity. My mind is bombarded with impossible questions. A cacophony of thoughts and voices assault my mind. How on earth did Killa end up in Terra? You know, I'm not even going to listen. Okay, I'm going to break my usual rule. I'm not going to listen to this. I was going to side with the bear dude, but then he brought in fucking Killa. Get out of here, fucking guard. You look like you've seen a ghost. There's a lot to talk about here. This is true. I remember one thing, we were watching TV and then we fucking died or something. I thought I was hallucinating. This guy found me. It's too late. Can I continue? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Right, he told me his side of the story. Let me just say it makes way more sense. I think you're following the wrong guys. Emo and Colgate are too gullible. They believe anything the king says. They don't even realize that they're slaves. I'm not sure how to make this any clearer. The king does want Lord Player to lose. But this Kalen matter is totally separate. There's Balin holes in their orders. But they're too loyal to the king to see. They follow without a single objection. But Riley here thinks before he acts. He's not a thrall to this Velasquez. I think he's the good guy here, Minato. What do you think? You have my back, don't you? I honestly don't know what to think. I'm so confused. I already know what I'm going to. I'm not gonna fucking work with Killa. Fuck you. I would have worked with the bear if Killa wasn't even here. I explained everything to Killa. He had a revelation about the ritual. Alright, I knew. I forgot about that. It ties into... Okay, I'm gonna read this here. Oh, right. I nearly forgot about that. This whole world and the ritual ties into the Midnight Dash. It doesn't, but continue. Your two friends, Emo and Colgate. The ritual they're performing, it's the sole cause of the Midnight Dash. Except it's not. If it were, we would have ran into Clace and fucking Terra. Interesting line of thought. I asked him to elaborate. I wanted to see if his thoughts line up with my own. Well, there are rituals once a day, and it happens to be at the same time, too. The same rules as the Midnight Dash. There's a time difference, though. Midnight on Earth could be daytime here. Regardless, the ritual steals an Earthling, and when an Earthling come here, they die. At least they do on Earth. For some reason, they live on Terra. There's no other explanation. It makes sense. So that means they're dead. Okay, that means the people here are dead. Hey, you're right. In this case, I don't know. What? What do you mean you don't know? I direct that challenge to Righty. It was only ever performed once a day. Those were Velasquez's strict orders. I don't think they would disobey him.
It can't be coincidence, though. They're way too similar to ignore. You and I standing here is proof of that. A small timing issue can't prove me wrong. Everything still kind of lines up.
That's not true at all. Clace isn't with us, and Righty says the ritual was only performed once a day. It pokes holes all over Keela's theory. There has to be a reasonable explanation. Perhaps the ritual brought all of you, but you just traveled at different speeds. This would compensate for the difference. No, it can't be that. We were still on Earth past midnight. Let me think about this for a moment. I got it. You know the news report? It was on TV an hour after Clace's death. What if time on Terra just moves faster? If 1 hour there is 1 day here, well, it explains everything perfectly. No, it fucking doesn't. That means you get like a bunch of deaths like over and over again. That's possible. What the hell do you mean it's not a big difference? 1 hour on Earth is a whole day. That would be like so many more deaths. Are you kidding me? I'm not even bothering with this fucking scene because it's so pointless. Like, I think they brought Keela down here with you to try to make you like... I'm gonna go back with the fucking... Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm not going to bother with Keela because, like, he's not my friend. I don't fucking like him. I don't like Colgate or Emo, but I hate Keela more than I hate them. So I'm not going to side with these fucking two people. I would have sided with the bear if he didn't bring Killa out of the shadows like that. Like, honestly, you almost had me. You almost had me. I'm going to save my fucking game. That was embarrassing. This game really makes me tired. Oh my god. I'll continue this next episode, because, fuck off. Like, I probably saved, like, 20 minutes by skipping most of that exposition bullshit from Keela. Have yourself a good rest of your night or day, and bye-bye.